Now, today we have a very interesting person. His name is Randy Santel, and this guy can eat anything. Look at the proportions, man. Just yeah. He's a competitive eater. He's won eating competitions across the globe. Ironically, he is actually focusing on becoming a professional dietitian. He has over 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you check the links down below. A 5 pound burger? I'm not sure my heart could take any of this. And he's done this time and time again. You figured, the fact that he still has a heartbeat is nothing short of a miracle. Make sure you check him out. I love you all.
Here at Mullets, I'm the first person to take on their brand new Pigs in a Blanket Challenge. We've got 4 plate-sized pancakes pounded. We are all here at Connie's Cookies, Kansas City. I'm hoping to become the first person to win Connie's Cookie Challenge. I've got just 1 hour time limit. We've got a chocolate chip cookie pizza, brownie topped with chocolate frosting, lemon bar, no bake cookie, a peanut.
This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I am your host, Glassford Crossfield, and we are taking you one podcast at a time. My wonderful guest, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for watching and listening. My name is Randy Santel. I am a professional eater and I guess YouTuber and Facebooker. I guess you can call it social media influencer, but I've been doing all this since 2010 and great to be on the podcast.
Got you. So, how in the world does someone get into the professional eating career field?
I would say that most people kind of get into it just on accident, whether it's from a dare by a sibling, by a friend, whatever. I know for me, myself, I was actually also, too, a lot of people get involved with food challenges with the past history of either weight loss or competing in bodybuilding competitions or something like that.
Mm.
Because I know my girlfriend, Katina Eats Kilos, her and I kind of have a similar past as far as how we got into it. Back in 2010, I competed in. Did you ever watch the show Spartacus?
I did not.
It was on the Stars Network. It was about the ancient gladiators and the Roman days and stuff like that. Well, back in 2010, Spartacus teamed up with Men's Health Magazine and they started and sponsored a national body transformation contest where the winner of it, you had 12 weeks to do the best transformation you could. Men's Health judged half as far as best transformation, and then Spartacus or Stars, they kind of judged who would be the best body, I guess, to play the role of a gladiator as the, I guess, an extra on a scene. So I thought that I had a pretty good chance of doing that. And I committed, I think it was 8 weeks. I only had 8 weeks. I found out about it late, but I competed in that, sent in my before photo, my after photo, and I found out that I won. And I got a free trip to Auckland, New Zealand with a buddy to appear on the show of one of the episodes of the prequel. Instead of Spartacus Blood and Sand, it was Spartacus Gods of the Arena. But to celebrate the end of that very intense diet and weight loss period, all that exercise, my buddy invited me to do a 28-inch pizza challenge with him in St. Louis, Missouri. And if we won, we had to finish a 2 meat topping, 28-inch, about 11-pound pizza all in 1 hour. And if we were able to do that, we would get the $50 pizza for free and then a big old check for $500. So I had never done a food challenge before. My buddy knew that I could eat. So I spent like pretty much, I took my final photos on March 12th, 2010, and then we did the pizza challenge the next Friday, which was March 19th. So 1 week later, I trained all I could, not really knowing what I could, even how to do it. But we ended up winning. We got the check for $500, and everything kind of just started from there. A month later, I did a pizza challenge. It was like 18-inch by 18-inch square, almost like a deep dish kind of thickness of pizza, over 6.5 pounds. 120 people had failed that. I was able to beat that in 53 minutes. And I got a check for $450. So everything just kind of started from there. And 12 years later, I'm still going.
Wow. So your girlfriend, you said she's also a competitive eater?
Yes, yeah, her name is Katina Eats Kilos online. She's got YouTube and Facebook and all that as well. And it's funny because I'm 6'5", right now over 300 pounds, and she's 5'2". So it's kind of funny when we're together. But no, she's eaten 7, 8, 9 pounds of food too. She's actually coming up on her 3 year anniversary of doing all this. And we started dating in July of 2020. So it's been fun to do challenges with her. We met during a trip. I invited her to Alaska for a 10-day trip to do some food challenges up there and then kind of do some sightseeing and hiking and some fun stuff. Because she actually got her start by doing a bodybuilding competition. She was a little bit smaller than a lot of the competitors. So she wanted to try to do some eating just to bulk up and get ready for other competitions. And that's how kind of she started her channels as well.
So, how did you guys meet?
Well, she had participated in some of my live streams, and then she did. I used to host this $20 fast food challenge where if people ordered $20, say from Taco Bell or McDonald's or whatnot, and they followed the rules that I had available and they beat my time, then I would send them a free T-shirt that said I beat Randy's $20 fast food menu challenge. So I think I might have found out about her through she did the Domino's challenge that I did, and then she was doing food challenges on her own, so I knew of her, and I had never really participated or not participated but collaborated with her, and I knew that she didn't have a job because I wanted to go up to Alaska for quite a long time, like 10 days. I didn't want to just do it for a weekend, and most people with a real job can't just go away for 10
Mhm.
days and say, hey boss, I need off, and just be okay. Yeah, go ahead to Alaska and eat. So I contacted her, and she was on board, and uh, we've been together ever since, pretty much.
Wow, really a match made in
My
heaven.
mom always said it's a tale as old as time.
For real. Wow, that's lovely. So, how are you capable of consuming such mountainous amounts of food?
You know, it's pretty much a genetic thing. Most of the people, it's kind of like, do you lift at all? Like a
I need to get back in the gym, but I have lifted in the past. Yes,
I
yes.
hear you. It's kind of like bench press. There's some people that can do 400 pounds and they really didn't need to work that hard to get there, or
Mm,
even 315 pounds. And then there's other people that could work their whole lives and never do 225.
mm.
So it's kind of like that with in really if you're trying to train, you almost think of your stomach as a muscle, just like all your other muscles as well when you're in the gym, bodybuilding and training. So some people are just able to eat more, I guess is the best way to put it. Like for example, you know John or Joey Chestnut, the
Yes.
guy that does the hot dogs every year. I personally, I'm pretty good at eating, obviously, but I could train my whole life and I would never come close to being able to do 73 hot dogs. So he's
Wow.
just in 10 minutes. He's just got kind of a genetic predisposal, and then also even harder than me. He's been training for years upon years to be able to work up to his skill level. So, I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years of over 1,000 food challenge wins in all 50 states and then 37 countries. So it's been a lot of training to get to this point. And if anybody wants to learn how to improve, I do have a website. It's foodchallenges.com, where there's over 100 articles that people can read and learn from in order to kind of get a head start on their own training. And then they can kind of take it and run from there and figure out what works for them.
Wow, that's insane. Wow. I did not 37 countries. I didn't even know that many countries do eating challenges.
Well, actually, it's only 37 because of COVID. So if it wasn't for COVID, I'd already be over 50. So I'm actually in school right now. I'm finishing up my dietetic internship. Believe it or not, a lot of people laugh at this. I'm a professional eater, but I'm actually in the process of becoming a registered dietitian.
Interesting.
So in 2023, I think I'm finally going to take the test and become a dietitian, and that's around when I'll retire because I don't want to be a dietitian traveling the world, still doing food challenges, eating like 8,000 calories at a time. Because obviously, I'm aware of the irony in that, I guess. But yeah, once my dietetic internship, I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I moved up here from Missouri in order to go to Mount Mary University, which is a school here. I'm in their dietetics program. Eventually, I'll get my graduate degree, a master's in dietetics. But once May 19th hits, my internship will be over. It was 1,200 hours. I started back in August of last year, but then Katina and I will start our a lot of international travels.
Got you. Are you worried at all about your health habits? And what does your doctor say?
No, not really. Thankfully, I took pretty much my entire semester off last fall. I took off for 15 weeks and I lost over 108 pounds. So I got my weight back to where I want it to be. And then before I retire and start all my work as a dietitian and nutritionist, helping people with nutrition and weight management, I will make sure to get around 250 pounds. So I'm like 310 now. And then when I did that body transformation contest, I was right around 220. But that's too thin to be able to really enjoy myself and maintain. So the goal is to be around 240 to 250 once I'm done with professional eating.
Got you. What has been your biggest accomplishment thus far in the competitive eating space?
Oh, I mean, I would just say that, I mean, it's very, very hard to be able to. Back in 2010, I was in the construction industry. In 2008, I got a degree from Missouri State University in construction management. And I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't very fulfilling for me. And I did like to work out because I played college football actually for 3 years at Missouri State. I was an offensive lineman. But once I learned about food challenges and I guess the ability to kind of make a living doing social media, I always kind of had the dream of figuring out how to make a living eating, traveling, and working out. And I've been able to do that. So I would say that just in general is my biggest accomplishment.
Hmm.
Everything on top of that has just kind of been a plus.
What has been the most extreme eating accomplishment that you've had? Like the biggest achievement?
Let's see. Oh heck! By now, a lot of people ask me what my hardest food challenge was, and I can't really say that I know anymore. There's probably 10 or 20 that I have finished all within the last 2 seconds. So let's say an hour. I've got quite a few challenges where I finished after 59 minutes and 55 seconds, but before 1 hour. So I've had some very close ones. So in just the mental toughness, the letting your body process all that in order to, I guess, swallow the last bits before time expires. It's a very hard thing to do. So I would just say I usually give my hardest to a burrito challenge, actually three challenges in one. In Newcastle, Australia, back in 2017, I did a challenge that was two paid, we call them pay to plays, where most food challenges, the bigger ones, if you finish them within the time limit, you get them free. But then there's also kind of promotional pay to plays that restaurants have, where they're usually smaller, where if you win, you don't get them free. So I tried to do three pay to plays all in one time that was offered by this casino restaurant in Newcastle, Australia. And I was able to, I had like, I had an hour, but like burritos, they're already kind of chewed up and it's like ground chicken, ground beef, and all that stuff's kind of easier to go down. So I finished in like 44 minutes, but that was rough. So I would say that's one of my toughest challenges. But like I said, there's also a lot that I finished with just seconds to spare.
Gotcha. So how do you train for an eating competition?
Well, I would say that my training has kind of evolved, and it's a little bit now that I've had so much training. It's almost like riding a bike. Let's say I take off for even 4 months, 5 months. It only takes a couple days to get right back into, I guess, having my stomach ready again. So I don't really train as much as I used to. But back in the day, I used to just get a giant watermelon, sometimes like 15 pounds of watermelon, and I would just, and that's without the rind, that's actual watermelon, because it's a little bit on the sweet side. Of course, it's a fruit, but it's one of the lowest calorie fruits per volume. So I would try to eat as much watermelon as I could, just to max capacity about 20 hours before my food challenge, and then that would kind of have me ready to eat. The goal was just to drink a lot of water, sometimes coffee, maybe a protein shake on the day of, but you do a max out meal like 18 to 22 hours before your food challenge or eating contest, and then you just fast the rest of the time and just kind of empty out so that you're hungry and ready once challenge time comes.
What do you eat on a normal day when it's not a challenge?
Well, pretty much when I'm not doing food challenges, I'm trying to lose weight and dieting. So mostly, I in all my videos I call them healthy vegetables, fruits, leaner meats. I typically have a lot of fiber when I'm not doing my food challenges because most of the food challenges don't have a lot of fiber. So try to make sure I keep the digestive system regular and healthy because obviously that's important.
Mm-hmm. Does your family approve of the lifestyle you've chosen?
I mean, they're happy about it. The main thing is they want me to be happy. So they're concerned for my health, of course. They always ask about that, which, of course, is figured being mom and dad. But yeah, no, I mean, they kind of know that I'm not as dumb as a lot of people think. They kind of trust me that I'm making good decisions for myself and my family. And through all this, I was able to pay off their house and I give them good Christmases every year. So, um,
Oh, that's
they're happy. But no, they've always been giant supporters of me from the beginning. Even back in 2013, when I was trying to get foodchallenges.com all off the ground, um, I moved to Kansas City, Missouri from my I originally from 2004 to 2008 went to Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri. My whole family's from St. Louis, and then I moved to Kansas City after that to work for a big general contractor in construction because I did that from 2008 to 2013. Worked in construction before I retired to just focus on all my YouTube and my Facebook page and my channels and everything I was wanting to do. But in 2013, I spent 7 months selling roofs after a hailstorm in Omaha, Nebraska, in order to make all the money I needed for foodchallenges.com, everything I wanted to do with that. And then I funded my buddy Mitch, and he was my video editor and videographer for many years until last year in May. But I funded our first trip over to Europe to film a whole bunch of videos to really get everything started. But I told mom and dad I needed to move home for about 3 months until I got everything figured out, and
Mm.
that turned into 3 years. So they've always been big supporters of me, and I appreciate them. And pretty much after every food challenge, I call them and let them know how it went, and they watch the live streams when they can too. So mom and dad have always been awesome.
Why did you start TikTok? Why did you get on TikTok in the first place?
TikTok, actually, I was very against TikTok. Not against it, but I just don't have the time. I'm just too overextended between Facebook, YouTube,
Mm.
Instagram, all my schoolwork, 40 to 60 hours a week with my internship and stuff. But a guy named James in California actually contacted me and he wanted to start editing the videos for a TikTok page. And he said he would run it and all he needed me for was to pretty much do some commenting every now and then. And I basically said, yeah, I can't really turn that down. And he sent me like a video or two just as kind of a resume to say, hey, this is what they're going to look like. And I thought they were great. And we've been working together for like 4 months now. And he's doing great with the TikTok channel. And it's been cool to see how it's been doing. A lot of people have been learning about the channels and stuff just from TikTok, which is interesting. And then it's also too cool because he sends me the videos and then I can post them myself on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm thinking about maybe starting a YouTube Shorts channel. We'll have to see. But a lot of people watch Reels. I can't say I watch that many, but supply and demand got to give people what they like. So
So
it's
he,
been
he
good.
reached out to you?
Do what?
He reached out to you?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He sent me an email and said that he's been a big fan and he thinks that I'm missing out on a big opportunity on TikTok and pretty much that he said that he would pretty much run it for me and just wanted to see me do well and obviously for a fee for doing it all.
Mm.
But I guess he has like 8 or 9 other people that he does this for. So a really cool business.
Mm.
If anybody enjoys editing, um, I think it's a great idea, and he does a hell of a job. And really, it doesn't take him that long to take one of my YouTube videos and edit it down into under a minute to be watchable. So it's a pretty cool deal what
Oh,
he's doing.
okay. So you send him the YouTube videos, then he makes a 60-second TikTok
He
clip.
does it. Yeah, no, he just downloads the videos from YouTube, and then yeah, he just creates a 60-second 45 to 55 seconds usually. And then, yeah, and then of course, review them a couple times to make sure they're all good. And then, yeah, he posts them.
So where do you want to take your career?
Well, eventually I'm going to be a registered dietitian. And so I've been working on a book since 2012. I
Nice.
started writing the book in 2015. And then I had a professional editor edit it down, cut it by about 30% because I get a bit wordy when I'm writing. But that was finished in 2020. Um, so yeah, my goal is my girlfriend, her and I are both really looking forward to traveling and just focusing on our YouTube channels and social media for maybe about a year or two. And then I'll start looking into really getting the rest of the book done. And then once I'm a dietitian, I'll be the number one followed registered dietitian in the world on social media, which will open up a lot of big opportunities for me since
Yeah,
there's
for
not many
sure.
dietitians promoting healthy nutrition and stuff like that on social media. So I'm going to get going with that and kind of convert all my own social media over to kind of doing that. So I'll keep all the food challenges on my channels and everything, but I'll also start doing a whole lot as far as helping people better understand fundamental nutrition and weight management.
Got you. That sounds like
And
a
then the goal is to travel around for public speaking as well. I mean, by the time all this starts, kind of all the stuff going on with COVID now will be about over, and there'll be more people doing conferences and get togethers and stuff like that. And then, of course, thanks to COVID and everything that it's created, I'll be able to do webinars and everything from the online point of view as well. So, a lot of stuff upcoming. I'm just trying to make sure I'm all ready for it.
what do you do for fun that doesn't involve eating?
Biking. That's kind of my exercise. I used to lift a lot more back when I was playing football and after that and stuff. But I'm big into biking. So my girlfriend and I got her the same bike that I have, and we have a little biking room in our house in Milwaukee. But um, once the weather gets nicer, I'm going to start doing a couple biking trips, just for not only weight loss but also because I enjoy it. Like one of my goals is in Missouri. We have this thing called the Katy Trail. It's I don't know if they have any in New York, but it's a rail to trail where they converted an old railroad pretty much into a biking trail for people to go on. It's 226 miles and it spans all across Missouri. So my goal, I've already ridden it in 3 days. My next goal is to do it in 2 days. And then my goal after that is to do it all in one day. So I got to be able to work up to that. And I definitely got to be probably under 260 pounds before I'm ready for that. But, and then I want to do other biking trips too. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much either school, biking when I can, and then of course, all the channel work that I do. And then once we're actually traveling around the world, there's going to be a lot of sightseeing. So that's pretty much going to be not only the fun thing to do, but also the exercise too. Just trying to get all kinds of steps and cardio and all that to burn off all the food challenges and eating we'll be doing.
What would you say is your favorite food and your least favorite food?
Let's see. I would say that my favorite food kind of changes a lot. One of my favorite things to cook and eat, I haven't done it in years, love chicken parmesan. That's one of the cool things about being in Wisconsin. I mean, I'm not the only one that can say this, but I love cheese. So anything cheesy is always good. A really like delicious gourmet grilled cheese is awesome. A really good burrito is great, but I've got to give it. I'm a big fan. I don't get it as often as I wish, but I love Asian food, like pad thai. My girlfriend and I, we just went out to a really good Vietnamese dinner a couple nights ago. That was delicious. I enjoy pho. I love Japanese ramen. I know we're hoping to go to the UK for like maybe even up to 3 months, just to do a lot of challenges, to film a lot of videos. And then while we're letting our channels go and publishing all the videos that we post, I know we plan on going all around the rest of Europe, and then we're going to spend a bunch of time
Nice.
in a couple different countries in Asia, just because Asian food is so good. Pad Thai, glass noodles. I'm not that big on sushi, but anything with noodles, all that stuff, it's delicious.
Got you. Do you hope to have kids one day?
You know what? I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm open to it, just not right now.
Got you.
So still got a lot I want to do. Um,
Mm,
a lot I want to do before I worry about that.
got you. So, what have been some of the bigger opportunities that have come your way?
Ooh, let's see. I know I get, I mean, I'd say over the years, I've probably gotten 50 to 75 different like TV producers contacted me and stuff. But over the last couple of years, I've really just been focused on all my plans as I've had it not, I can't really say that I've turned down a lot, but I haven't been that focused on really trying to create any opportunities just because I'd have to say no because there's only one way to become a dietitian and that's by going through the undergraduate schooling, and then you have to do a 1,200-hour, like 9 to 10 month dietetic internship, and then you have to pass the national registration credentialing exam. And I've got 5 full weeks until I'm done with the internship, and then I'll still do graduate school. That's not required to become a dietitian yet, but I'll still do that just to have my master's. Because in 2024, all dietitians will have to have their masters, so I'm going to get mine just because of that. But I think all of the real opportunities are gonna open up once that happens. So once I'm a dietitian and I really get going with my book and all that, I'm kind of doing what I want to do now, just enjoying myself, just building the foundation and getting ready for everything I always say that I was born to do. So, which will be all my nutrition stuff. I mean, I'm entertaining and doing a lot now, but I'll be helping a lot more people and just have the opportunity to do a lot more once I'm a dietitian and my book is out and I'm helping people because I mean there's billions of people that need help with the weight management. So a lot of stuff upcoming.
Got you. I definitely like the plan that you have. I think gonna do some big things, man.
It's unique, yes, yeah.
Definitely,
So and
definitely.
dietetics is like 94% women. So there's not many men in dietetics. So it's definitely going to be. I'm definitely unique. Let's say that.
That is all the questions that I have for you. I thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me, man. It means a lot. Thank you.
No, I think I most appreciate your persistence. I haven't done a lot of podcasts in a long time just because I've been doing school and everything, but you've been very courteous, just checking in with me and everything. And I really appreciate that. And I wanted to clear out my schedule tonight just to be on here and talk to you. And I appreciate all your questions and thanks for all your support as well. And thanks to everybody listening, watching this. I really appreciate you guys.